Hi, my name is Julie.
Hi, my name is Kiara.
Hi, my name is Christina.
And we're all current Mystic Valley seniors taking the IB Diploma program.
The IB Diploma program is similar to that of AP, but it is a worldwide program.
It was an international program made to create a high-quality and challenging program for students to complete. So now, what are your options? You're able to take both standard level courses and higher level courses at Mystic Valley. SL courses are most similar to the high honors courses of years prior, but many students make the jump from college prep and honors classes of those years as well. You are also able to take the higher level courses, which vary in challenge between the two levels. You can take a combination of classes that fulfill the Mystic Valley core.
Mystic Valley core includes courses from all aspects of learning with the idea of providing a world-class education. The requirements of the core include 4 units of English, 4 units of history, 4 units of mathematics, 4 units of science, 5 units of a foreign language, which could be Spanish and Latin, but you need at least 1 of each, 1 unit of integrated technology, and 150 hours of community service.
What is the diploma program? The diploma program consists of 6 main courses, 4 HL and 2 SL, or 3 HL and 3 SL, plus TOK, the extended essay, and CAS. So what is TOK? Theory of Knowledge is a 3-day-a-week class in which you discuss the ways of knowing and the concepts of knowledge as a whole, taken both junior and senior year. And now you're asking, what's the extended essay? The extended essay is one separate essay on a topic of your choice and can be outside the Mystic Valley selected curriculum. When you do the extended essay, you'll be provided with an advisor who will guide you through the process. And what is CAS? CAS is Creativity, Activity, and Service. You write reflections with evidence of your experience in CAS. Examples of this could be, in creativity, you could say, I took an art class today and I drew pictures of my friend. Or activity would be, today in softball I hit 2 home runs. And for service would be something like, I helped at the Bread of Life today. Along with CAS, in recording your reflections, you must also be the head of a project that will have a lasting effect on people and can build off of the future of others' future. It can be done in a group or solo.
Mystic Valley offers 2 levels of math that you can take, one being SL and the other HL. HL consists of a more in-depth learning, and you learn topics such as trigonometry, sequences and series, vectors, calculus, and other important areas of mathematics. In class, you focus on the basics of what you learn, whereas on the tests and quizzes, you have to apply what you've learned in class to a more difficult level. And to help us for preparing for IB exams, in math, all of our tests consist of IB exam questions that have been on previous exams. In addition to that, there is a quiz or a test on each Friday.
Now the other option for the math course is the SL course, or the standard level course. The SL course is similar to the HL course. You learn the same units in SL as you do in HL, though while we still go in depth in class, we do not have to understand to the same extent as the HL class. In class, you'll take notes, and you will complete practice problems in order to prepare you for the assessment, whether it is a quiz or a test at the end of the week.
In English, you are able to take either higher level or standard level. Higher level and standard level English are about the same thing, except higher level you are required to do a bit more work in the word counts, and tests sometimes are different than SLs. And in SL and HL, some of the books you'll be reading are Oedipus Rex, Ivan Denisovich, The Great Gatsby, Hamlet, Things Fall Apart, and Tess of the Do Royals.
So our next courses are History SL and History HL. It's a typical history course, but with more document analysis, more papers, and a more in-depth general knowledge. It talks about the emergence of Americas as well as the causes and effects of 20th century warfare. For HL, you'll have to know more about the emergence of the Americas in order to answer questions on the Paper 3 exam.
Here at Mystic Valley, you have the choice to take one out of the 3 sciences we offer. You can either take physics, chemistry, or biology. I take the standard level of physics, and in this course, you get to understand the basic particles that make up our universe. In SL Physics, you get the opportunity to learn about measurements and uncertainties, mechanics, thermal physics, waves, electricity and magnetism, circular motion and gravitation, atomic, nuclear, and particle physics, and even energy production.
The next science course you're able to take is biology standard level and higher level. I take biology SL, and biology SL and HL are pretty much similar courses except in some units, higher level goes a bit more in depth. The units you will be studying in biology are cellular biology, molecular biology, genetics, ecology, evolution and biodiversity, and human physiology.
Another option for science courses at Mystic Valley is chemistry, a course in which you can take both SL and HL. This course consists of stoichiometry, equilibrium, thermodynamics, organic chemistry, and several other units. You'll do lab twice a week, although you may not do a lab in every single class. In class, you'll learn about the theoretical side behind chemistry, as well as apply it in your lab courses.
Another choice you have for a course in IB is economics. Economics is a social science, and basically it is the study of choices leading to the best possible use of scarce resources in order to satisfy unlimited human needs and wants. In the course of economics, you have the opportunity to study micro, macro, and international economics.
The next course you're able to take at Mystic Valley is an IB art class. This is not your average art class, as you will be doing a lot of intensive writing alongside your creative process. You have the opportunity to take both standard level or higher level, just like any other IB class. And in IB art, for both levels, you will have to complete a process portfolio, a comparative study, and an exhibition curatorial. In the process portfolio, this will be where you will be recording and explaining how the art was made, as well as the historical context surrounding certain art styles. And this is where you'll also be planning projects that you are doing currently and talking about why you chose to do them. The comparative study is where you will compare 2 to 3 artists of different time periods and talk about their different styles and what type of art they created. In this comparative study, you will also be creating 1 or 2 pieces which are an homage to these artists. And you talk about how you were inspired by them and what elements you put into your work. Alongside the comparative study, you have to do an exhibition curatorial. And an exhibition curatorial is a paper in which you explain your whole exhibit, your themes, why you chose to do certain pieces, and how you were inspired by other artists. Alongside the paper, you must do a paragraph of each piece of your exhibit, which will be shown in the IB Showcase in March.
You have this option of taking 2 different languages, Spanish and Latin. I myself take HL Latin. Latin, SL, and HL are 2 very similar courses. In both classes, the class is focused on heavy translation, understanding of the text, as well as the cultural context. We study different selections from ancient authors such as Livy, Virgil, Cicero, Ovid, and Sallust. HL classes will have to perform at a higher standard in both translation and understanding of cultural significances. They also must be aware of more ancient texts than the SL class by the end of 2 years.
I take higher level Spanish.
I take standard level Spanish.
In higher level Spanish, you will be doing lots of in-depth reading, books such as La Casa de Bernarda Alba, Como hago para chocolate, y La siesta del martes. And in Spanish, higher level Spanish, you will also be working and speaking about key concepts such as world problems, the Spanish Civil War, and key themes such as traditions and cultural differences.
SL Spanish is very different to HL Spanish, and that's why they are not co-seated here at our school. In SL Spanish, you learn about global issues throughout the world, and more specifically in Spanish-speaking countries. You also talk about technology and its impact across the world, and the environment.
The IB diploma is not the only option.
You have the option to choose which IB classes you want to take, and you can take a few that necessarily don't fulfill the requirements for the IB diploma.
Your final option is that you can take all HL courses. You may only do this option if you think you can handle it, and you will definitely have to explain to the administration why you want to do it and your plan to handle the course load. Ultimately, though, the administration does recommend diploma over the HL course.
Now that we're almost done with the IB diploma program, what do you guys think was the most challenging course that you've taken?
The most challenging course, I would say, would have to be IB history, because it's a lot of intensive writing, requires a lot of thought, and I'm personally not that great at history, so taking SL history was definitely a step above what I was used to in higher honors.
For me, the hardest course I took was definitely chemistry. It was very hard because there's just a lot to fully understand in the course. And while I thought I really got it in 10th grade, I realized there was so much more that you really had to go into and expand on. And while I enjoyed the course, it was very difficult to get through.
How about you, Kiara?
The most difficult course that I've taken is definitely by far HL Math. It's a much quicker pace than any other class I've done, such that you'll be like doing the intro of calculus one week and next week you're already way ahead into the subject, and it goes way in depth more than all my other classes. And the workload is also much harder.
Bonkers.
Yes.
Do you have any advice for any incoming IB students?
I think my advice would be definitely choose your classes wisely. Make sure you take the most important classes that you know you're interested in taking in college at HL level, because I know a lot of schools will not take SL credit but will take HL credit. And just relax, because you got this.
Yes. I'd have to agree with Julie on that for the most part. Basically, she said everything I'd give advice about. But also, don't overdo it. You have the option to take 4 or 3 HL, and if you think that 3 would be better for you, choose what's gonna be better and works best for you. And also, if you have a course that you think you could take at the HL level, but aren't planning on studying in college, that's also a very personal decision that each person should consider.
I agree with Kiara, mostly you need to be able to know your own limits in IB, and you need to be able to just understand what the courses are going to require. Sometimes you're going to be staying up very late doing homework, and sometimes you'll have none at all. But as long as you're very careful with your time and you know what you're able to handle, IB is very worth it in the end, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah, and make sure you're pacing yourself. Stay really organized with what you have to do each night. When you know when assignments are due, make sure you're on top of them. Don't leave anything for last minute, because last minute work is
Not good.
not good.
You want to challenge yourself, but you also want to stay balanced, because no matter what, you're taking IB, so it will definitely be a challenge, but you want to make sure that you focus on all of your classes and not too much on one or another one. Your grades are very important, but they're not going to look like grades that you've seen in previous years. They're not going to be as high, but you get a bump in your GPA to make up for that. So don't freak out when you see your grades. As long as you're trying your best and putting the most work you can and effort into your classes, it will all work out in the end. So it's important to just stay focused, do your best, and not overstress and overthink everything.